Have you ever found yourself feeling stuck, trapped in a seemingly endless loop, watching the days blur into weeks, and weeks into months, all while secretly yearning for a dramatic shift in your life? You look around, maybe you see others making incredible strides, achieving what seems impossible, and you think, I want that. I want to become the best version of myself, to truly thrive, but where on earth do I even begin? The good news is, you're in the perfect place. Today, we are going to unlock a secret that might sound almost too simple to be true, yet it holds an incredibly powerful potential: the ability to implement just one single habit that can genuinely turn your life around 180 degrees, even, dare I say it, overnight. Now, I know what you're thinking. Overnight? That sounds like hyperbole. How can one habit possibly change my entire life in an instant? And you'd be right to be skeptical if we were talking about magic or some mythical, instantaneous transformation. But let's be crystal clear. When I say overnight, I'm not suggesting you'll wake up tomorrow a completely different person with all your problems solved. That's not how human psychology or real change works. What I am talking about is something far more profound and, in its own way, just as dramatic. Overnight here refers to the sudden and powerful start of a new wave of change, a significant, immediate shift in your mindset and actions that effectively sets a brand new trajectory for your life, right then and there. It's about igniting a spark that creates an unstoppable momentum. This isn't about wishing for a miracle. It's about deliberately choosing a powerful catalyst. This is where we delve into the concept of what's known as a keystone habit. So, what exactly is a keystone habit? Think of it like the central stone at the apex of an arch, holding all the other stones in place. If you remove the keystone, the entire arch collapses. Similarly, a keystone habit is a foundational practice that, once established and consistently maintained, doesn't just benefit one area of your life. It automatically triggers a cascade of other positive habits. It creates a ripple effect, spreading its advantages across multiple, often seemingly unrelated, aspects of your existence. It's the ultimate domino in your life. You knock it down, and all the other carefully arranged dominoes, those smaller, interconnected improvements, naturally follow suit. When you successfully conquer and integrate a keystone habit into your daily routine, you're not merely achieving a minor goal. You're doing something much bigger. You're building an unshakable foundation of self-confidence, strengthening your discipline, and cultivating intrinsic motivation that fuels further self-improvement in countless other domains. This isn't a one-off achievement. It initiates a powerful positive feedback loop, a virtuous cycle that propels continuous personal growth and development, transforming you from the inside out. The idea of a keystone habit is rooted deeply in behavioral science. When you engage in a keystone habit, you're not just performing an action, you're making a statement to yourself. You're signaling to your brain that you are capable of change, that you are committed, and that you are in control. This internal validation is incredibly potent. It chips away at self-doubt and replaces it with a growing sense of self-efficacy, the belief in your own ability to succeed in specific situations or accomplish a task. This newfound self-efficacy then spills over, making it easier to tackle other challenges you might have previously avoided or procrastinated on. For example, if your keystone habit is to prepare your meals at home, it might lead to you making healthier food choices, which in turn boosts your energy, which then makes you more productive at work, and so on. It's a web of interconnected improvements, all stemming from that single, powerful, initial choice. This is why understanding and implementing your keystone habit is so incredibly vital for anyone looking to make a significant life change. It's not about overwhelming yourself with a long list of things to fix. It's about strategically identifying that one leverage point that can shift everything else into alignment. You might be wondering, okay, this sounds promising, but how do I identify my specific keystone habit? There isn't a universal one-size-fits-all formula, and what works for one person might not be the keystone for another. Your keystone habit is deeply personal and will resonate with your unique goals, challenges, and aspirations. However, there are some distinct characteristics to look for when you're searching for your own powerful leverage point. First, look for a habit that has a broad impact. This means it should positively influence multiple facets of your life, not just one isolated area. Think about how it could touch your physical health, your professional productivity, your financial well-being, and even the quality of your relationships. Does it create ripples that extend far beyond the initial action? That's a strong indicator. Second, the keystone habit you choose should be relatively easy to start. It shouldn't demand an overwhelming amount of initial effort, willpower, or time. The goal here is to build momentum, not to crash and burn from exhaustion before you've even properly begun. If it feels like too much of a hurdle just to get started, it's less likely to stick. The barrier to entry should be low, almost deceptively simple, allowing you to consistently engage without feeling immense resistance. This isn't about picking the hardest thing you can think of. It's about choosing the most strategic, accessible thing. And third, and perhaps most importantly, your keystone habit should provide a sense of small, immediate victory. This immediate positive feedback loop is crucial for fueling your motivation and reinforcing the habit. When you complete your chosen keystone habit, you should feel a distinct sense of accomplishment, even if it's a tiny one. This little win releases dopamine, a neurochemical associated with pleasure and reward, which then trains your brain to seek out and repeat that behavior. It tells your brain, "Hey, this felt good, let's do it again." These small victories accumulate, building your self-confidence and providing the necessary drive to continue, not just with that habit, but with the other positive changes it inspires. It's like collecting tiny trophies every single day, which collectively build into an impressive achievement. Let's dive into a classic, widely recognized example of a keystone habit that perfectly illustrates this ripple effect: engaging in 15-30 minutes of morning exercise every single day. On the surface, this might simply appear to be a good health habit. And yes, it absolutely is. But let's peel back the layers and observe the profound domino effect it often initiates, extending far beyond just physical fitness. Imagine this: you set your alarm, and when it goes off, you could easily hit snooze. But instead, you make the conscious choice, you get out of bed, and you engage in even just 15 minutes of movement, maybe a brisk walk, some yoga, or a quick bodyweight circuit. Right there, within the first hour of your day, you've secured a small but incredibly significant victory. You've overcome the inertia of sleep, you've prioritized your well-being, and you've started the day with intentional action. That immediate feeling of accomplishment, that surge of endorphins, provides a mental and physical boost that sets a profoundly positive tone for the rest of your day. You feel more alert, more energized, and fundamentally, more in control. This isn't just a physical change, it's a powerful psychological anchor for your day. Now, let's trace the subsequent dominoes that often fall. Once you've exercised, you've invested in your physical well-being. This investment makes you inherently more likely to make healthier choices throughout the rest of your day. Think about it. After breaking a sweat and feeling invigorated, are you more or less likely to grab a sugary donut for breakfast or opt for a nutrient-dense meal? Most people find they naturally gravitate towards more nutritious food choices because they don't want to negate the effort they just put in. "I just worked out, I don't want to ruin it," becomes an internal mantra. This leads to improved nutrition, which in turn provides sustained energy levels and better mental clarity, further enhancing your overall well-being. The domino effect doesn't stop there. To consistently wake up early and have enough energy for your morning workout, you'll naturally find yourself developing a more disciplined sleep routine. You'll likely go to bed earlier, prioritize winding down in the evenings, and improve your sleep hygiene because you understand the direct link between quality sleep and your morning performance. This seemingly simple shift in your bedtime indirectly improves your sleep quality, which is fundamental to everything from cognitive function to emotional regulation. You're not forcing yourself to sleep early. Your keystone habit is pulling you towards better sleep. With a clear mind from exercise and sufficient rest, your focus and energy levels throughout the workday will dramatically improve. You'll find yourself more productive, better able to concentrate on tasks, and less prone to the afternoon slump. This enhanced productivity translates into better work performance, reduced stress because you're managing your workload more effectively, and a greater sense of accomplishment in your professional life. Your ability to think clearly, solve problems, and make decisions becomes sharper. The energy you generate from your morning routine carries over, allowing you to tackle challenges with greater resilience and a more positive outlook. This isn't just about getting more done, it's about doing it with more presence and less emotional drain. Beyond the tangible benefits, morning exercise also profoundly impacts your character traits. It systematically builds discipline, willpower, and an unwavering consistency. Every day you show up, even when you don't feel like it, you're strengthening those internal muscles. This newfound self-discipline doesn't stay confined to your workouts. It permeates into every other area of your life. You become more disciplined in managing your time, more consistent in pursuing your goals, and more resilient in the face of obstacles. This continuous practice of self-control and commitment fosters an unshakable sense of self-confidence. You prove to yourself, day after day, that you are capable of setting a goal and seeing it through. This belief in yourself, this internal fortitude, is invaluable for navigating life's challenges and pursuing bigger aspirations. So, from what initially seemed like a straightforward physical activity, you've now witnessed a chain reaction that systematically improves your physical health, mental clarity, emotional resilience, work efficiency, sleep patterns, self-discipline, and overall self-confidence. This is the true power of a keystone habit. It doesn't just add one good thing to your life. It acts as a catalyst, creating a 180-degree shift in how you live, how you feel, and ultimately, who you become. You transform your entire operating system, all by consistently performing one strategically chosen action. This is the difference between trying to fix 100 small problems and activating a single solution that systematically addresses many of them. Now that we understand the immense power of keystone habits and have seen a compelling example, let's talk about how to successfully implement your chosen habit for lasting, transformative change. This is where the rubber meets the road. It's not enough to simply identify it. You need a solid strategy to embed it into your daily life. First and foremost, you absolutely must start incredibly small. This cannot be emphasized enough. If your ultimate goal is to exercise for 30 minutes, don't begin by trying to do 30 minutes on day one. That's a recipe for burnout and failure. Instead, commit to just 5 or 10 minutes. If your goal is to meditate for 20 minutes, start with 2 minutes. If you want to read a chapter of a book daily, start with 1 page. The initial phase is not about achieving the full scope of the habit. It's about building the consistency and the routine. The momentum comes from showing up every single day, even if it's for an incredibly brief period. The psychological victory of starting and completing something, no matter how small, is far more important than the intensity of the activity itself in the beginning. You can always scale up once the habit is firmly established, but you can't scale up if you quit. Second, prioritize consistency over intensity. This is a common pitfall. People often go all in, overexert themselves, and then quickly lose motivation. Your aim during the initial habit formation phase, especially the first 30 days, is simply to not break the chain. Show up, do your small version of the habit, and mark it complete. It's better to do 5 minutes of exercise every single day for a month than to do 60 minutes twice and then quit. Consistency builds neural pathways, transforms the habit from a conscious effort into an unconscious routine, and solidifies it as a fundamental part of your identity. Think of it as laying bricks. One small brick perfectly placed every day builds a sturdy wall, while trying to lay too many at once often results in a messy, unstable structure. Third, track your progress diligently. This is a powerful motivational tool. Whether you use a physical habit tracker, a journal, a calendar with XS, or a habit tracking app on your phone, seeing your unbroken streak grow is incredibly rewarding. It provides visual evidence of your commitment and progress, which in turn fuels your desire to continue. Each marked day is a small victory, reinforcing the positive feedback loop. When you see those little positive changes accumulating, even if they seem minor in isolation, they become a huge source of motivation and proof that your efforts are yielding results. This tracking also keeps you accountable and makes the habit visible, ensuring it stays top of mind. Fourth, don't shy away from healthy, small rewards when you reach certain milestones. These rewards serve as positive reinforcement, further solidifying the habit in your brain. This isn't about undermining your habit, e.g., rewarding a healthy eating habit with a cheat meal every day. Instead, it's about acknowledging your hard work. Perhaps after a week of consistent morning exercise, you treat yourself to a new piece of workout gear. After a month, maybe it's a relaxing massage or a guilt-free afternoon with a favorite book. These small celebrations make the journey more enjoyable and reinforce the idea that your efforts are valuable and appreciated, further cementing the habit into your lifestyle. Finally, understand that setbacks are normal. There will be days when you lose motivation, when life gets in the way, or when you simply forget. The key is not to let one missed day turn into 2, or 2 into a week. Adopt the never miss twice rule. If you miss a day, make it your absolute priority to get back on track the very next day. Don't let perfection be the enemy of progress. Recognize that stumbling is part of any journey of change, but your ability to quickly recover and recommit is what truly defines success. Each time you get back on track, you reinforce your resilience and strengthen your resolve, proving to yourself that you are committed to this new trajectory. Overcoming these small internal battles builds immense mental fortitude and confidence. The overnight change we've been discussing isn't some magical transformation where you wake up a completely different person. It is, however, a profound and sudden shift in the trajectory of your life. It's that pivotal moment when you decide to stop being a passive observer and instead choose to seize control, to consciously steer your life in a new, more empowering direction. It's the instant you commit to that single, powerful action that sets off a chain reaction of positive improvements. Think of it as changing the coordinates of your life's GPS. The destination might still be a journey away, but the direction changes immediately and dramatically. One small action, one strategically chosen, powerful habit, can indeed be the spark that ignites your entire life. It can bring the energy, the focus, the purpose, and the profound sense of accomplishment you've been searching for. This isn't about striving for perfection from day one. It's about embracing consistent progress, understanding the immense power of leverage, and trusting the compounding effect of small, deliberate actions. Your keystone habit will become your anchor, providing stability and direction as you navigate the complexities of life, transforming challenges into opportunities for growth. It will be the quiet engine that powers your personal evolution, pushing you further than you ever thought possible. So, the crucial question now rests with you. What keystone habit will be your leverage point to turn your life around 180 degrees? Take a moment. Reflect deeply on the areas of your life that need the most attention. Consider what small, easily repeatable action, when done consistently, would have the broadest positive impact. Think about that one thing that, once established, would naturally make other good things fall into place. Will it be a consistent morning routine? A daily reflection practice? A commitment to planning your day the night before? Or perhaps embracing mindful eating? The choice is uniquely yours, and the power it holds is immense. Don't wait for the perfect moment, because the perfect moment is always now. Start today. Choose one simple habit, commit to it fiercely, start incredibly small, track your progress, and observe with anticipation as your life gradually, yet profoundly, begins to shift and transform. You have the power within you to create this change, and it all begins with that one impactful, intentional step. We are all on a journey of continuous improvement, and your keystone habit is about to become your most powerful tool. Share the keystone habit you've chosen, and your initial experiences, in the comments section below. Let's inspire each other on this incredible journey of self-transformation. Remember, a journey of 1,000 miles truly does begin with a single, deliberate step. Make that step count.